Hi, I've been quite sick lately, with a cold. To celebrate the release of this new EP, I'm going to go over how to create ambient music using Session View in Ableton Live 11. So let's get into it. First things first, baby. Let's open up that operator. Here we are in operator. Let's get my keyboard out. So when you open the operator, it'll give you just a sine wave, which is actually perfect. So we'll just leave that how it is. Now we're going to drag a reverb after this. And we're going to bring up the decay time, press low cut. We're going to make the dry wet 70%. Then grab a looper. This little orange plus sign, make that green triangle by clicking it. Now we're going to grab a utility. We're going to put this utility before the reverb. So we got operator, utility, reverb, looper. Now, do you have a MIDI device that you can map to? If you do, hit Command M, click the gain on utility, and map it to a knob. We are now ready to start making ambient loops. That will be the clips in our ambient session. We will set up our looper. While the song is not in play mode, make sure there's nothing playing. Go ahead and press the little record button. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, 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 boom. And there it is. We haven't recorded anything yet. We're just setting up one bar for each ambient clip. So let's record our first ambient clip. Pick a random key and play it. Of course, you won't hear anything yet because we have the utility turned down. Before you turn the utility back up, go ahead and start recording. And now just ease that utility back up. And then ease it back down again. Then press the play button on the looper. We have our first layer of our first ambient clip. Now we can audition other notes. So let's go ahead and turn that utility back up and see what other notes sound like with that note. Also, that first note is a G3. Let's add a B2. So we're going to turn the utility back down. We're going to click that plus sign. And we're going to ease this B into the loop. There we go. Let's audition another note. Maybe this time we'll do a A3 and a D4. No, E4. Yeah. So let's press the plus button and ease that one in. And this can be our first ambient loop. So let's, where it says drag me on the looper, we're just going to bring it up and drop it into the session, just like that, right there. Now to keep the same length loop going, press the plus sign on the looper and then hit clear. Then press the plus sign again. Let's find a new note to start with. This time we're going to do an F2. Let's ease it in. Now this time I'm going to do a cluster of notes. I'm going to do a G3, A flat 3, and a B flat 3, sorry. Let's ease these in. And then on the bottom, I'm going to do a fifth. I'm going to do a F1 and a C2. And now it's ready to be dragged. So let's drag it up into that same channel. And there it is. That's going to be our second loop. Press the plus, Hit clear. Now we do the same thing all over again. We're going to change the notes again. We can do a C sharp 2, sorry. Ease it in. Then up here I'm going to do another cluster. I'm going to do a C3, C sharp 3, and a D sharp 3. Ease them in. And then at the very top I'm going to add a G sharp, a high G sharp. And let's drag that up. We're going to do one more. For this chord, we're going to do a D2. And then we're going to add a C3 major chord. And then we're going to play a B natural 4 octave at the 4th octave. Maybe this is, 4th octave. And then I'm going to throw in a low D. Now let's drag it up, and we have our 4 ambient clips. Now we can get rid of this operator track. We do not need it anymore, unless we decide we don't like these clips, and then we'll want to make that again. So before deleting this track, I would recommend highlighting the whole thing, the whole chain, hitting Command G, and saving this as ambient looper. Boom. Then you just gotta remember the process for how to loop the ambient drone. But I'm gonna delete it. Now we have these 4 clips. This is number 1. This is number 2. Number 3. And number 4. Cool. So let's drag these out so they will all play at once. And now if we press play on this group, we hear them all play at once, and it's not very pleasant. For this next step, you'll need a MIDI controller with knobs. Command M, and we're going to map this fader to this slider, fader number 2 to this slider, fader number 3 to this slider, fader number 4 to this slider, and we're going to have all these cap at 0 decibels instead of 6. So now when we press play, we can ease each one in. Another thing to note is that each one of these clips is set to repitch mode. That means that now if we map a tempo knob, which we will do, so now if we play one of these clips, if we change the tempo, the pitch of the clip also changes. So now what we want to do is we want to group all of these, create a group, select them all, hit Command G. And on this group, let's add a reverb, bring its delay time up to maybe 8 seconds, low cut, drag it up. Dry wet, we'll keep it at 50. And then we will also add a delay. Hit ping pong, turn sync off, bring its milliseconds wherever you like. Dry wet 50, maybe the feedback will be something like 70% feedback. And then we're going to add the crap cassette. Turn the hum down, chill out on the noise, turn the tone off, drive down, misalign off, tape age down, motor time down. We'll go to glue compressor, and mastering, make it loud. Off to the side over here, let's create a new audio track and find some field recordings. Let's hear how this sounds. And just for fun, I'm gonna get a resample of my vocal as I whistle into the microphone. And then naturally the question arises, how do we record this, right? You could record it just straight into arrangement view if you wanted to, but I like to keep things strictly on a resample basis, so I can't go back and change things. That way the decision is made when I record it, and then there's not much else I can do. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna set up an audio track and get the audio from resampling. We're gonna hit record, and we're just gonna go for it. That's how I go about making ambient music in session view. Thank you for being patient with my sick little ass. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.